Hello viewers, welcome to another edition of our C++ tutorials. In this edition, we are going to design a very simple calculator using the four basic arithmetic operations: addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. My name Abdul Mumin Tahiru, but try to subscribe to my YouTube channel Strongman Tahiru. Strongman Tahiru. Subscribe for more videos of this kind. Yes, so for a simple calculator, we will use some variables. So let us go straight ahead and declare variables. I prefer we declare global variables outside the main function. So we will declare, this is a simple calculator that is going to use two values that a user will enter and then choose the operation that he wants to carry out, and then the system manipulates the two values, releasing or displaying the result. So let us declare a double variable type to store the values, value 1, then value 2. Then again, when after the manipulation, we will store the value in another variable, sorry, the sum or the product or the difference or the whatever in another variable. So let us declare a variable named result to store the result of what? The manipulation. Then again, since we are going to have a number of operations, we will want the user to choose which operation, whether addition, whether subtraction, multiplication, or division, that he wants to carry out using the two values that he will be entering. So we will declare an integer variable to hold the choice of the user. Yes, so for now, these four variables declared will do for our simple calculator. In here, in the int main, in the main function, we are going to begin. I want us to give a title to our calculator. Let's just name it simple calculator. Simple calculator. Yes, exactly. Then we call on the user to enter let's first of all take the choice of the user, the operation that he wants to carry out. Then we'll also take the values that he wants to carry out the operation on. So we'll call on the user to choose the operation, select the operation to carry out. Very good. And then we'll use yeah, these are, I think we'll declare the operations. Let's name the first one addition. Then the second one subtraction, in that order. addition. Then I want us to give a fifth option, and this option will be to exit. This option will be to exit. Very good. Yes. And after that, we'll take cin for the option, and that option is going to be choice. Exactly. We have already declared the variable choice, which is an integer variable. So it could be either 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, as we ourselves have defined here in these statements. That is it. So if the user chooses 1, that will be addition. If he chooses 2, subtraction, 3, multiplication, and then 4, division. If the user wants to loop out, sorry, if the user wants to exit the program, then he chooses 5, and then it will exit. And for this exit, we have to use a break statement to break out of the program. And normally, if you want to use a break statement, you can either use it in a loop or you use it in a switch. But here I will want us to use a loop so that if we are choosing to break, then it will break, the break statement will move out of the loop and continue with the execution of other statements in the program. So to do that, we may have to come back after giving a title to this, and then we have to come back here and then get a loop to put all these inside. Yes. Exactly. We have to use a for loop. Maybe let's just do a simple for loop, maybe for infinity, so that as long as the statements inside the loop are carried out successfully, it will continue looping until you want to break out of the loop. Then you choose the option that will execute the break statement, which will be option 5. So for now, if we have a for infinity, remember this is the for infinity loop. When you put in the for loop structure 2 semicolons, then you want the loop to continue executing so long as it is true. And remember, if the outcome of a loop becomes false, that is the time it will what? Exit. But so far as we have the infinite loop here, anytime we run the program, the calculator, if all executions are successful, it will give us the opportunity to run it again. That is the meaning of using the for infinity loop. So here we'll put all of this in the body of the loop. So let's lift this and put inside the body of the loop. Yes, we'll put that inside the body of the loop. Yes, exactly. So that as we go down, now that we have used option 5 to walk out of the loop or to exit the calculator, we can now introduce the break statement. And for the break statement, let's use a simple if. If the choice is equal to 5. In other words, we can even say if the choice. For instance, the person can maybe choose a number that is not what in the list provided. If the user decides to choose 6, we should still be able to carry out something. So if the user chooses anything 5 or more, 5 or above, if the user chooses 5 or above, then the statement, the program should what? Break out of the loop. So here, what this means is that if the user decides to come and choose option 5, then it will break. It will not continue. What if the user doesn't choose option 5 and chooses 1? Then some form of execution will take place. So if the user chooses 1, then we will call him to what? Bring the values. Enter the first and second values. Very simple. Yes. Very simple. Enter the first and second values. Let's end line here. And then we come down and use cin to take value 1 and also take value 2. That's it. So once the user chooses addition, we'll give him the chance to enter the first and second values that he wants to add. Once that happens, then we'll carry out, if he chooses addition and then brings the 2 values, then we carry out addition for him or her. So now, what operations do we want? Let us go back. If the user chooses addition, it means we want the program to add the first and second values. If the user chooses subtraction, we want the user to subtract the first and second values respectively. If he chooses multiplication, we will carry out multiplication. And at the same time, if he chooses division, we will carry out division. So now here we will also want to use if statements to do that. Let's use simple if statements, if else statements. So if the user chooses, in other words, if choice is equal to 1, what do we expect? We are expecting that the result will be equal to what? Value 1 plus value 2. Simple. That is if the user decides to choose 1, then he's telling us that he wants to add the 2 values. Else, if the user decides to choose 2, or if choice is equal to 2, what happens? The user wants subtraction. So the result will be equal to what? Value 1 minus value 2. Simple. Else, if choice is equal to 3, what does it do? He wants multiplication. So result will be equal to what? Value 1 times value 2. And finally, if the user chooses 4, if choice is equal to 4, then we want the result to be equal to what? Value 1 divided by value 2. We have already given the option for what? We have already told the program what to do if the user chooses 5 or something more than 5. This is it. It should break. So we do the operations for 1 up to 4, and then That's it. So if all this happens, so when let us give a statement. If the user chooses 5 or more and the program is looping out or is breaking out of the loop, we should tell the user something. So we can just give out a simple statement here for the user. We can just say thanks and then goodbye. You can just do thanks and goodbye, so that if the user, sorry, spelling error, if the user decides to choose 5 or more, we will just loop out, we'll exit the program, or the program will exit and then thank the user and goodbye him or her. This is a very simple calculator. Let us see if it works. Remember, we have a loop here. We said the loop, sorry, the for loop we have used here is to enable us. This is an infinite loop which would enable us continue the program as long as all operations inside the body of the loop are carried out successfully. It will loop again until such a time that the operation carried out is a break statement. If it is a break statement like 5, it will break out of the loop and then execute this code, thanks and goodbye, and then to exit. So let's run the program and see. We'll run it, compile and run. Wow, simple calculator. Simple calculator. I think it's very small. We can magnify it. We can magnify it a bit. Let us use a magnifier and then magnify it a bit. Exactly. Yes. Simple calculator. Select the operation to carry out. First, one is addition. Look at it. One is addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, exit. And then, so we select, let's select, first of all, let's select 1, which is addition. Then enter first and second values. We will enter, let's say, 10 and then 15, expecting 35. 10 and 15. Oh, sorry, we didn't display the answer. We didn't display the answer. We didn't display the answer. Yes. So after carrying out every operation, we should have the answer displayed, because we have, if you make entries, then inside this loop, yes, it should display the answer. It should display the answer. The answer is, then we display result. We display result, and then we end line. Yes, the answer is result, because in each of the cases we have calculated values for the result. Yes, thank you. So we go and run it again. Yes, enter. I want to put this on. Yes, select the operation to carry out. Then we select 1. Enter first and second values. We enter 10, 15. The answer is 25, as we can see here. Then it loops again. We said as long as the operations carried out are successful, we'll get the opportunity again. Select the operation to carry out. This time we'll enter 2. That is subtraction. Then we do 15 minus 10 to get what? The answer is 5, as we can see. Yes. Then select again. Let's select option 3, which is multiplication. So we enter first and second values. Let's enter 5 times 4 to give us a simple 20. Yes, the answer is 20. Then we select option 4, which is division. Let's do 20 divided by 5 to get back our 4. Yes, the answer is 4. Now we will select option 5, which is the exit. We'll select 5. Yeah, and then it exits, and then it tells the user thanks and goodbye. Press any key to continue. If you press any key, then it exits. Viewers, this is our exciting simple calculator which we have done. Take note of how we have started it and how we brought it to an end. Here you just do simple editing, and then can, for instance, you want to put end line here so that this addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and exit will be separated from the instruction there. Select the operation by to carry out. Then you can do more editing to beautify it and to change positions and other things. But basically, this is a very simple calculator that will call for 2 values from the user and uses a selected operation to carry out manipulations and display the result on the console. This brings us to the end of the simple tutorial. Please do subscribe to my YouTube channel, Strongman Tahiru, to get more of these videos. And I'll meet you again in my next tutorial. Thank you.